Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. Elections Canada, normally pretty good for ensuring people can vote in a myriad of ways, has decided to cut back on student campus voting this election. Now, already the discourse, and I'll admit I'm guilty of this too, is one of, oh, this is clearly an attack on youth because they're the ones who will probably vote for the NDP in large numbers, and we kind of don't want that. Things are a little too tight for precious Justin Trudeau right now. But in Elections Canada's defense, they have actually been pretty good about, again, showing that, look, we're not doing the online campus voting, but here's other ways in which you can vote. So students can vote by mail and in a few other ways. The problem is that, as you can see here, it looks kind of confusing. So this isn't really helpful. And unfortunately, the data suggests that the further you live from home, and like your home riding that is, the less likely you are to vote, which is why having on-campus voting is actually pretty important. So now, unfortunately, we are running against the clock here. The deadline for students to get and send back a completed vote by mail ballot is September 14th. That's just over 2 weeks away. So if we want students to vote, we need to do a lot to, work with student unions on campus, to actually work with people and get outreach, say, hey, did you get your mail-in ballot? We want to help you. Get people online, like we need some online volunteers on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat even. I don't know if that's still a thing. I'm an old millennial. We need to work quickly if we want to actually do the job that Elections Canada is refusing to do. And if you want to let Elections Canada know your piece about this, here's a variety of ways to contact them, and here's their Twitter. So all this to say that this is very disappointing, especially considering that they set up a bunch of mobile polling stations for the elderly, and even though students are now back on campus, during a pandemic no less, Elections Canada is not doing the online campus thing. And this is partly due to the fact that the Liberals called the shortest possible election window time of 36 days. So now, if we want to actually fight for democracy, we have 2 weeks to do so. And again, during an unnecessary pandemic election. The fact that this is all happening now when it doesn't have to happen, and that now those of us outside of, the government and Elections Canada need to suddenly try and work super overtime in order to try and get students the ability to vote, that is really messed up, and that is definitely what's bothering me today.